episode of The Gist is brought to you by Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2. I've been hearing for a while now that The Gist is a pretty random show, so for today's episode I thought why not take random and run with it as we talk about real-world uses for Titanfall's Titans. Not only that, but a lot of today's suggestions are crowdsourced, so here are the 5 big reasons why you guys wanted a gigantic metal best friend. Alright, so no surprise here, one of the main things you guys wanted out of your new gigantic metal buddy was a better way to commute. Even though Titans aren't typically fast, you guys were keen to get around town on one of the metal beasties as soon as humanly possible. Although it isn't just about getting from one place to another, you wanted to arrive in style, and I totally get that. I mean, I've had my eye on the Toyota GT86 for a good while, but when I stack that up against a Titan, it's a pretty easy call to go for the latter. I give it less than a month before it appears on Top Gear as the hot new product, or at least they'd envision a bunch of increasingly weird tests to see how it stacks up to the competition. I sort of take responsibility for this one since I think my last Gist episode encouraged this way of thinking, but apparently one of you guys wants to use your brand new Titan to pick up chicks. I'm assuming you mean literally pick up chicks, like off the ground, but then again, I suppose a person with a gigantic mechanical best friend would have a certain je ne sais quoi, so maybe it would help you out in the dating scene. On the topic of the literal definition though, I'd suggest picking up stuff in general would be pretty damn handy. You couldn't exactly get him in the grocery store, but he sure could help carry all the bags, not to mention changing the tires on the car you no longer need and shifting furniture, or breaking said furniture accidentally. Another use you guys had for your Titans in the real world was reaching high places. Frisbees off rooftops and cookies down from the top shelf type of thing. I'm sure Skylar wouldn't have been half as pissed at Walt for throwing that pizza on the roof if she'd had a Titan handy to help get it down. Although while this suggestion started as what seemed to be you getting your taller buddy to help you out with a little problem, it seemed to quickly devolve into straight up manual labor where you had your Titan hypothetically cleaning your gutters and painting your house in no time. And that takes us pretty cleanly down to the second most popular use for a Titan in the real world, getting it to do stuff you don't want to do. Encompassing our first world problems and general laziness in one fell swoop is the fact that most of us basically just disregard the fact that he's a monstrous and all-powerful Titan and actually just want somebody to do stuff for us. Pardon the fairly grim association, but I can't help but wonder if this is how slavery got going. A bunch of the things you guys wanted your Titans to take the reins on included standing in line at the post office, picking up drive-thru, and taking spiders outside. To that I'd probably add holding elevators, rendering the stairs in my house unnecessary, letting the cat in, and hitting the light switch off for me when I've forgotten about it and am already in bed. Now, while I don't disagree that all of those things would be super useful, I can't help but think that maybe, just maybe, we aren't quite taking advantage of our gun-toting, almost impenetrable powerhouses. At the end of the day though, most of us did realize just what our pet Titans would be capable of, and funnily enough tended to radiate towards great good or great evil. Those who went for the former were all set to pressure world leaders into giving to the poor, ending war, and curing cancer. Not quite sure how you were going to achieve that last one with giant metal hands and a bevy of missiles, but points for imagination. And then there was the other half of you that went straight for world domination. When I asked on Twitter what you'd do if it was only you who got your hands on one of Titanfall's epic mechs, a whole lot of responses indicated the flattening of foes, punching out of high school bullies, and taking all the world can offer for your own. So what'll it be for you? World domination or world salvation? Or do you have a better idea altogether for your new Titan best friend? You can let me know in the comments down below or on my Twitter where I'm at Jess McDonald. Be sure to also let me know if there's something you'd like to see on the show, and I'll catch you again next week.